Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning. Um, let's to double check the audio. Please let us know if you can hear and clear, and if you can see the slides of the presentation of ECCO. Um, we will be using the question panel on the right side of your screen. You can use this panel to send us all of your questions. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Um, Now let's wait a couple minutes for everyone to join to the webinar. We will be starting on the webinar in about 5 minutes. Okay, thank you. Perfect. So after 5 minutes, hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Be Seen, Be Safe of ECCO Signal Light Solutions. Just a quick reminder, this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email after the webinar. I would like to welcome to Jorge Zárate from ECCO, who will be our presenter for today's webinars. Jorge, good morning. How are you? We are ready to start.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone on the call. Like Michael said, my name is Jorge Zárate. We're going to talk a little bit about ECCO today, so you guys can understand, where the company comes from, what we can offer with the different kinds of lighting and audio-visual solutions that we have with the brand. So let's get started. So ECCO is part of a bigger group called Clariance Technology. So this is kind of like a little bit of history on the company. So Clariance is kind of a lot more focused on, security parts and kind of like all the lighting that we could, solutions that we could have for vehicles specifically. So inside this group, it's ECCO, obviously, that's what we're going to talk about today, but we also have Truck Light, Road Ready, DAVCO, Rigid, Lumitech, Code 3, LED Auto Lamps, Flotilla, DSI, and we just acquired Safely also. So it's a big group, big company. We could offer lots of types of solutions. If you guys need anything else that is not in ECCO, we could find ways to, you guys could have some type of, ways to get into these other brands as well. So a little bit of our global operations here, just so you guys know where ECCO is and where we could help out with customers in the US. So Clariance Technology, our global headquarters are in Southfield, Michigan, near Detroit. ECCO specifically is in Boise, Idaho. And as you guys can see, we have, a lot of brands, a lot of, offices, factories all over the place, facilities where we still make a lot of our products, especially Truck Light still makes like, I think 85 to 90% of the products that they make are in the US. ECCO still makes some product there also in Boise, which is our backup alarms. Some of our beacons, some of our mini bars are still there, and we do assemble all of our light bars in the US as well. So ECCO, some important facts that you guys could be aware of. The company started operating since 1972. We invented the backup alarm, so that's kind of our core product that we've had for years and years and years. But with that and with that type of market, ECCO went all into having that safety solutions for a bunch of kind of like the whole commercial vehicle fleets that exist in the US. So good opportunity here to get on any type of vehicle you guys have any need for. So as of now, a bunch of people working at ECCO, more than 700 people. We have 400,000 square feet of manufacturing and warehouse space. Over 3,000 distributors. That's worldwide. We do sell product to a lot of OEM customers as well. And as of now, we are the largest manufacturer of backup alarms and amber visual safety. And I think we have one of the most complete portfolio of products for commercial vehicles. So that's something very important. So here with the ECCO safety solutions that we have, basically with ECCO products, we could go anywhere from forklifts, as you guys can see here, to trucks, tractors, all work trucks or work fleets out there on municipalities. But you know, agriculture, mining, construction, everything that's off-road also is part of what we can offer. So here's kind of like our end market segments that we serve. So everything from light duty, which are class 3 trucks, class 4 trucks, which is kind of like the medium duty, which also go into that class 5, which are, you know, maybe those work trucks for, you know, with a lot of compartments, you know, those types of trucks that are used for, you know, having maintenance on posts, things like that. We could go up to the class 6 trucks as well, which kind of are the tow truck kind of a situation there, and also the class 7 and class 8 trucks, which are the refuse, you know, more heavy duty on that end. We also have products for shuttle buses, transit buses, school buses, motor coach, marine patrol, street sweepers, anything that's kind of like the public works kind of deal. And also the off-highway, which would be, like we mentioned, the forklifts, construction, agriculture. And we also do some emergency vehicle product, you know, the red, blue, the red, white, anything that you guys need for police, ambulance, or fire trucks. Okay. So we're just going to go through all kind of like the solutions that ECCO has, specifically on backup alarms. So you guys know and where this all comes from. It's you know, the Chapter 17 on the OSHA, you know, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They're giving us here kind of like the guidelines needed for vehicles, especially, you know, on work sites, or, you know, if there's a bunch of vehicles around, a lot of pedestrians. So it just basically says that no employer shall use any motor vehicle equipment having an obstructed view to the rear unless the vehicle has a reverse signal alarm audible above the surrounding noise level. So that just basically means if any type of vehicle has an obstructed view to the back, we need to put a backup alarm on there. I think the important part here is that the alarm has to be audible above the surrounding noise level, which is very important. You know, what OSHA kind of gives us and the parameters that they use, that alarm has to be at least 5 decibels above any noise that's around that vehicle. So we could help out on, you know, getting you guys into the right backup alarms on the right situation, on the right type of vehicle as well. Okay. All right. So this also goes into the Department of Interior Bureau of Mines. So basically this just says, you know, we should have, you know, adequate warning devices on, you know, anything from equipment, trucks, forklifts, front-end loaders, tractors, and graders, which also give, should also give an audible alarm. Okay, so this kind of like into the mining situation here that we also have in the US. So I guess, you know, all this backup safety is basically, you know, obviously to prevent any type of accident that we might have. So here, the National Center of Health Statistics gives us kind of like what's going on with backup, the backup or the reverse safety side of vehicles. So it says here an average of 390 people, including 160 children under the age of 4, are killed in off-road backup accidents each year. So, you know, what we try to do in ECCO is just give that extra safety feature to the vehicles in any application that they might have. So basically what we're trying to do is just prevent any type of accident that we might have on the reverse side. So a little bit more on statistics and fatalities. You could see what's going on here. Obviously, this all contributes into companies and fleets trying to be safer, obviously, you know. So what do we have here for ECCO backup alarms? So we try to be safe, but keep the noise down as well. We know that, you know, the backup alarm has, you know, it's been here for a while now. So it kind of gives us kind of a dilemma. You know, do we have a lot of sound around vehicles that already have a lot of loud sounds, you know, like big machinery and things like that. So what we try to do as well is give, you know, options to customers, whether to use, you know, a tonal alarm or a multi-frequency alarm, or kind of like our smart alarm kind of technology, which is an alarm that starts off with like low decibels, which, you know, starts maybe at 87 decibels, and it could go up to 107 decibels, you know, depending on the ambient sound around that vehicle. So we have a lot of options there as well. So kind of like the decision making on when to go for a tonal and a multi-frequency alarm as well. We can see, depending, you know, on the type of vehicle and the type of city that we're visiting, or the type of municipality that we're trying to get into, they could have, you know, maybe some rules already set in place that they need this type of alarm, they need this tonal alarm, or they need a multi-frequency alarm. With ECCO, we have, you know, both options. We have them both on all our alarm series. That's to say, so the tonal alarm is the regular beep 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 sound that we usually hear on backup alarms, and our multi-frequency alarm is basically like the the white noise, you could say, alarm that exists as well. So you have both options there. So like I mentioned before, we have also our smart alarm technology, which basically is an alarm that listens, adjusts, and reacts. So the listening part takes around 0.4 seconds. The alarm sound takes around 0.5 seconds, and when it shuts down, it's 0.1 seconds. So the way this alarm reacts to like the ambient sound is basically instantaneous. You could have one loud sound at one point, the alarm's going to go up, and then, you know, no more sound, and the alarm starts to, you know, go back down to those normal kind of levels that it has. So it's a great way to, you know, for the alarm, or for, you know, the fleet or the vehicle to continually have the right decibels in the right environment all the time. So you could, with smart alarms, we have the tonal and also the multi-frequency options. So basically here with the kind of like the short range sound, the multi-frequency basically is, you know, have shorter range of sound around a vehicle. The tonal alarm could be very piercing, you know, you could hear it from a ways away. So the multi-frequency was made to have like that short range sound, so the sound kind of stays around the vehicle. It doesn't really go out anywhere else, kind of dissipates quicker, and the ambient sounds, you know, on the outsides, or even insides, if it's like for forklifts, things like that. So that's kind of like the difference here. So the light duty, the quick selection that we have for you guys to kind of like quickly understand where certain types of alarms can go to certain what types of vehicles. So the class 3 trucks, you know, work vans or work trucks, this will work well with any types of those vehicles. You know, turf utility or material handling. This is where we kind of go with these light duty selections. Okay, which is kind of like the the most popular alarm in ECCO. So we have the smart alarm versions, the fixed dBA, the fixed decibels, and the all multi-frequency options as well. So the medium duty kind of like, it gives us a lot more options here of a lot more different types of vehicles on the road, as you can see. So this goes also the smart alarm, the fixed decibels, and the multi-frequency depending on what's needed. Okay. And from here we go heavy duty, class 7 to class 8 trucks, anything to do with construction, refuse trucks, anything that we need to do here in with bigger types of vehicles, kind of like mining or agriculture. So obviously these vehicles sometimes are in those harsh environments, a lot of dust, a lot of water. So these heavy duty alarms have kind of like a different type of construction that we use with them. But you could also find, the smart alarm technology. You could also find the fixed decibel technology. You could also find, anything to do with the tonal alarms and smart and fixed, if need be. So the light duty backup alarms, it's kind of like a closer look at them so you guys can see them. If you could see also here, I like pointing this out. The front mesh on our alarms are our logo. So there's a lot of alarms in the market. A bunch of Chinese kind of product tries to imitate our alarm, so it kind of look the same and have that front mesh kind of with the same kind of design. So so you guys just don't be confused. Has to be if it's ECCO, it's gonna have our mesh in the front. The construction on our alarms are a little different from anything else that's in the market. Everything is filled with epoxy, for vibration, any type of water ingress, things like that, issues that an alarm might have. This is kind of like ready for any type of situation, even though it's a light duty alarm on here. So we have like the surface mounts, the first two are kind of surface mount product. The first one kind of, you can put that anywhere under a truck on the back. The second one, it's basically to put on the back somewhere, to have that ready to go at any time. And then we have also the options to put it in like a standard 4-inch round spot on the back of the truck as well, if you need it with a grommet mount. So this is like those 500 series, our 40 series, and our 200 series. And all this has all the options that we've talked about before, the tonal, multi-frequency, the smart alarms. These also have some options of warning sounds, which are kind of like the high-low sounds, constant tone, dual tone, rapid pulse, dual tone, or a horn as well. You could find that with these type of alarms. And we also have alarms that are dual function. So dual function just means that an alarm can have the backup alarm. Usually it's tonal. And it could also have another sound inside the same alarm. So that other sound could be a warning sound, for example. So maybe it's like a crane, maybe it's like a vehicle that has like 2 steps to do. So, your backup, you stop, you start preparing that vehicle so it could do the other step that it has inside the vehicle, and make sure everybody understands that second step is about to start. So it just gives off another sound, so everybody could kind of step back, make sure everybody's safe, and then once that step is done, everybody could be a little closer to the vehicle at that point. So a bunch of ways to be a lot safer around vehicles with this type of product. All our ECCO product, mostly all our ECCO product, it's like around 98% of our product is 12 to 24 volts. We also have product that is 12 to 48 volts and 12 to 80 volts. So that's just kind of like the multi-volt option with ECCO, which, you know, other brands don't really have it. They usually go to 12 volt or 24 volt. You know, it's really weird to have other brands go multi-volt 12 to 24. So kind of all our product in ECCO is 12 to 24, but we do have product that's 12 to 48 or 12 to 80, depending what type of vehicle we're trying to get up on. Okay, so these have 2-year warranty. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Just because the speaker, as you can see, you know, behind the mesh, the speaker is exposed, right? To give off those decibels, to give off the noise that that it needs to. The speaker has to be this way, so you know there's no impediment. Obviously, these are all certified SAE, depending on what type of alarm we have on there. So those speakers have to be exposed. As you can see here, the mesh is basically to protect it, you know, with from rocks or anything that's going to be hitting speakers. On our heavy duty alarms, this also comes with our medium duty. These are all kind of made a little different. So instead of having the speaker exposed, the speaker is towards the back and kind of has, you know, that opening in the back to give the sound towards the front. So the speaker's a little bigger, you know, the magnets, all the everything that's inside the alarm is bigger, so it just gives off a little more sound. With these alarms, which are kind of the light duty, these go up to 107 decibels. Okay, so we can have alarms to 107 decibels. With these heavy duty alarms, we could go up to 112 decibels. So, you know, that's kind of like the top. You can't go above 112 decibels legally. That's kind of what the SAE standard comes up with. So 112 decibels top. These also have, you know, 107 or 102 decibels, depending on what type of vehicle we're trying to get on. The type of mounting that we have on here are types of mounting that are OEM. So, you know, a lot of our ECCO alarms are already on trucks or on machinery with one type of bracket. So if you guys want to do kind of like a switch out or something like that, you could find alarms on our side that already have the brackets for OEM, which is like the top one, kind of like the normal bracket, which is in like the middle one, and also kind of so you could put on in a 4-inch hole as well with the grommet mount, which was our 400 series. All these series of alarms on the heavy duty side have an ECCO Life no hassle warranty. So that just means that our warranty goes life of the vehicle. So if the vehicle, you know, lasts 5, 6, 7, 8 years, the alarm should be on there for that amount of time. You know, if anything happens to that alarm, we'll switch it out. So still on kind of like this reverse safety side, you could add on to that saying, okay, we have the alarm, we have the audible side. What else can we do with this? We could add our camera systems to the backup side of these vehicles. So the important part of this is obviously EPCOM sells a lot of, you know, camera systems in their product portfolio. But a lot of these systems are, you know, you have to add a license, you have to do something else, you have to program, you have to do something that's, you know, a little more complicated, say it that way. With ECCO systems, these are kind of like plug and play systems, local systems for vehicle safety specifically, okay? So all our kits are gonna have, you know, the monitor and a camera, you know, depending on what type of kit that we can offer you guys. It's like the first one, the K7000B, it's kind of like our economy option. That just supports 2 cameras, for example. It is 12 to 24 volts, so it could go on a truck, or it could go on a heavy machinery. And all our cameras are IP69K. So that means it'll support, you know, rainfall, it'll support water pressure of water, directly on the product. If you have to spray the truck, or you're cleaning it, whatever, water's not going to get into our cameras. And these are all cabled, okay, with those kind of like 4-pin cables. And if the vehicle already has a camera that's 4-pin, it's also compatible with our product, or a monitor that's already 4-pin. You want to add more cameras. Usually our camera's a little more economically friendly than anything that's in the market, so you could have that option as well. So the first one's kind of like for trucks, you could say, or tractors, or machinery. The second one is kind of for like a pickup truck, or a van, kind of that situation. The mirror, it's kind of like integrated with a 4.3 color screen. It comes with a camera with a license plate bracket already on there, and a 20-meter cable. So this system also accepts only 2 cameras, but this is kind of like an easy way to put a backup camera on your vehicle. Quick plug and play. Not really looking to do anything else with the system. You could have it this way as well. And we also have kind of like a more complete system, you could say, with our EC7004 series. Also color systems, but also this one accepts up to 4 cameras, 1224 volts, IP69K, and it also comes with the sensor system. So if you want to include sensors as well on the vehicle, on the back of the vehicle, you could do that. All the sensors, you're going to look at them directly on our monitor. From our cabled system, we also have our wireless camera systems. So this just, it's a lot easier to install on the wireless side. The first system here, the K7000B-WK, is a great little system just because it gives you, a lot more features than the cable system does. This one down here, it supports up to 4 cameras. The camera can be up to 390 feet away from the monitor, to have that view. We just need to find a way to get some energy towards the camera, which is also 12 to 24 volts. And all these cameras is IP69 as well. And this camera system particularly also, you could put an SD in the back, and up to 128 gigabytes. So it could also record, anything that's going around the truck or around the vehicle at some point. Okay, and this is the only camera system as of now that's 1080p, which is full HD. So it's a great image quality on the camera, on the monitor as well. And that's something we've been seeing with customers, that they really like that kind of system. We also sell different types of cameras, not just the ones that are on here. So you can go into our catalog and see a bunch of cameras on there. We sell a camera that is also magnetic and rechargeable. So kind of like if you have a wireless system, you want to, add a camera like this that's magnetic and rechargeable. You could have it, for situations where, maybe you're hooking up a trailer, or you have kind of like a weird maneuver on the vehicle as well, like a crane, things like that, and you want to add a camera so you could see something around the vehicle or a blind spot. This is a great option. You could just, turn that on. It kind of syncs up with the system pretty easily. Stick that on the outside of your vehicle, and those are 60-pound magnets, 2 of them. So it grabs on there really, really well. It's not going to fall off. Just take it off later and just put it back inside your vehicle. So, different kinds of cameras for different types of systems as well. And we also sell the modular system to making a cable system wireless. So if you buy or you have a cable system on a vehicle that is 4-pin, you can add these modules later and make it wireless. If a customer's having trouble with the wire or the cables, that they're being damaged, something's happening to them, you could just forget about that cable for module system on there and, just make their system works. We also have kind of like this reverse motion switch. This basically just works and helps out on the side of those big vehicles, those Class 7, Class 8 vehicles, where maybe the fleet or the person driving probably has kind of like an issue or there's kind of like a fear that even though everything's in park, everything's locked in, when you leave a vehicle, but maybe it's on a hill, maybe it's on a place where if that vehicle starts moving, you want to know. So this switch is going to help you whether the vehicle is on or off. If this switch senses that the vehicle starts moving, towards the front or towards the back, it's going to activate the backup alarm. So that's when you're going to know, okay, a vehicle is moving that's not supposed to be moving at that particular part. And this only works when the vehicle is off. So this is kind of like a motion sensor for additional safety when the vehicle is totally off, and you don't want it to be, well, if it starts moving, it's going to give you that warning. So obviously there's a lot of electric vehicles coming out in the market as of now. So ECCO developed kind of like an alert system also for these electric vehicles or these hybrid vehicles. So this is kind of more into going with OEMs, but we have seen, some instances in the aftermarket where maybe there's already an electric vehicle fleet, somewhere, and those vehicles don't have an alert system on there yet. So this is kind of like a way for you guys to understand that ECCO also has this kind of solution for these electric vehicles. So this basically kind of satisfies the FMVSS 141 low speed minimum sound requirement that exists. So this is to establish a perimeter of safety for pedestrians around these electric vehicles that in low speeds usually don't give off any types of sound. Okay. So how does it work? These types of alarms or what you're looking at goes in the front axle or in the rear axle or a double, depending if it's a large vehicle, and kind of connects into like the OBD side of the vehicle. So the system can understand what it can read, speed, park, reverse, drive, all those kind of things that the vehicle gives off or signals that the vehicle gives off. We read it, and then the alarm kind of activates depending on what the customer needs and up to when they need it. So you could see there 0 miles an hour, we could start giving off sound from 6 miles an hour up to 12 miles an hour, up to 18 miles an hour, depending on what you need. And obviously that sound's gonna start to increase every time that vehicle starts to increase also speed. It stops at a certain point, we're not gonna give off after maybe 20, 25 miles an hour, just because we understand that vehicle's probably gonna be at a spot where it's, driving on a highway or on a street. But around, facilities or around other pedestrians, we want to give off that sound when that vehicle starts. Okay. So this is kind of like the situation we have with EVAS. We do need kind of like a lot of information from the fleet. If you guys ever want to go into this kind of product, there's kind of like a training that we need to do as well. But we basically kind of need to know what we can read off of their OBDs, just to know if we could do everything that the customer needs to do. Okay, just all depends. So we have for kind of class 1 to class 2 vehicles. We have from class 1 up to class 8 vehicles as well. You know, it all just kind of depends. What is needed, how much noise is needed, what they need around their vehicle as well. So this is kind of like the sound that the vehicles will start making. All these sounds are also customizable. Like it depends. You know, if a customer wants it to sound a certain way, or if they want it to start at a certain time or end at a certain time, it all just kind of depends. Okay. And so kind of going to here with the fleet solutions that we have as well. So depending on what type of fleet we're looking at, okay, if it's a work fleet, municipalities, if it's an upfitter, you know, trying to install this type of systems into vehicles, ECCO Connect is kind of like our new thing right now. Okay, this is something that we're trying to push with customers and also with people that are installing product. So if you guys have fleets or a certain build you always do for vehicles, you know, I know it depends, really depends sometimes on end users, but so you could use this also with end users if at some point you need it. So with ECCO Connect, basically, we want to give you guys the opportunity to have a plug and play installation. Okay, so what does that mean? All products this type of kit that we make are going to have Deutsch connectors on each light and a wiring harness that is going to streamline your installations. The lights can easily be swapped out and replaced just because it's plug and play. You don't have to look for or program any type of lights on this. It's already pre-programmed. As you can see here, it's pre-programmed, comes pre-programmed from the factory. No more wire tapping to get the right flash pattern. A universal control. We could put that on there. It's an option. It comes from us, which has 15 customizable buttons to control the entire ECCO Connect system. We could, obviously, it's going to streamline your resourcing or your sourcing of product. Okay, so if you right now you're using cables from here, lights from every type of brand. This kind of like streamlines that situation for you guys, so you can say, okay, well, if ECCO's going to provide me with the lighting, they're also going to provide me with the wiring cables or the wiring harness, depending on the vehicle. So you guys just put in your wires with the connectors, ready to go, plug and play. You don't have to be looking at multiple suppliers for that. And it's fully customizable. Build a custom ECCO Connect system to fit the needs of your fleet, or a customer's fleet, or if you guys are actually building this, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to customize as well. And you could also integrate work lights into this system. It's not just for warning lights or anything like that. You could put in work lights as well if need be. So on the right, you can see there's some kits that are already made by us, which includes our 5585 minibar, some ED9015s, our dual color surface mounted kind of strobe product, and our ED3802, which is kind of our thin high output LEDs that could go on the grills or the sides of vehicles or in the back. And this also works with our ED3060 series, which are our stop tail reverse warning lights that we could put on back of these type of trucks that probably have those holes already ready. Our 6-inch holes, 6-inch oval holes, or our 4-inch standard holes as well. As you can see, all our wiring harnesses are going to have those George connectors, which are waterproof and heat-proof. So you can have like a little more professional installation there as well. It's going to come with our SIB and our switch node, which just kind of gives us that computer controlled network on the vehicle. That's where all the pre-programmed flash patterns are going to be put in. If you need to customize it afterwards, you could also customize it afterwards if you need to. And our control, our 15 switch control there. Okay. And we can also make ECCO Connect a la carte. So you could choose from all our vehicles, all our products, light bars, mini bars, directionals, beacons. We'll give you all that options, so you could just kind of pick out whatever you need from our catalog, and then you just say, hey, I want to make this ECCO Connect. Perfect. So we'll just understand what type of vehicle you're trying to put this on, and we'll give you the cables as well. On this side, the cables are sold separately, just because it's kind of like a la carte. So we just have to know what the distances are, what we need to do, if you need just single connectors or dual connectors, things like that. So it could just make everything easier for you guys when you're doing the installations. Okay. So ECCO directionals, just kind of depends on where you want to put more lighting on a vehicle, other than the light bar or the beacon or the mini bar on the top of the vehicle, right? So if you need more warning lights on the front, on the corners, on the sides, on the back corners, or on the back of the vehicle, ECCO directionals kind of like complete the whole system to have that 360-degree warning all around the vehicle if you need to. So this all comes in single, split, dual, or tricolor options. We also have a quad color option. Came out like maybe a year ago. So you could also have that, those color options. We do offer color options that are amber blue, or amber white, or amber red, or amber green, red blue, blue white, or red white. So kind of depends just what type of vehicles you guys are trying to get into there. Okay. If you didn't know, this quick little lesson in the differences between warning lights, which is the SAE Class 1, SAE Class 2, and the SAE Class 3. So the Society of Automotive Engineers, which is the SAE, has established a standardized classification system for vehicle warning lights. So this organization, the Society for Automotive Engineers, they don't just do warning lights, they do kind of everything to do with vehicles. They can classify or standardize, tires or rims, or any type of part of the vehicle specifically. So they also do warning lights at this point. So all our product, when we make it, and when you look at it on our specification sheets, or you look at it on our website, you're going to see SAE certifications on probably 98% of our products, just because all our product are standardized to what SAE is telling us here. Okay, so what does this give us, or what type of information does SAE tell us? So they tell us that warning lights are going to be separated into 3 classes: Class 1, Class 2, Class 3. And they're also going to give us kind of like the best application to determine where these classes fit. Okay, so warning lights in the Class 3 designation have approximately 40% of the minimal intensity of a Class 2 warning light. Products are typically used inside of buildings where there's little or no ambient sunlight. An example of Class 3 application is for a forklift strobe light. Okay, so this type of Class 3 light is going to be for interiors, for vehicles that are inside of buildings. Okay, so that light intensity it's going to be minimum. Okay, it's not going to be a very large light intensity in that respect. The class 2 is warning lights in the class 2 designation have a minimum of approximately 2.5 times the light intensity of the class 3. So the examples of class 2 warning light applications include utility vehicles that work along roadsides. So anything that's off highway, we could say. Okay, so we're talking about ports, construction sites, or mining at some points. Okay, so all those types of vehicles that aren't on highway can use a class 2 warning light, which is kind of like the middle of the road in the intensity side of the type of lights that we have in the warning lights classification. And then the SAE class 1 is just kind of like the brightest intensity of light that we can have on vehicles. So the class 1 designation have a minimum of 4 times the light intensity of the class 2 warning light. Examples of the class 1 warning light applications include emergency vehicles such as police, fire, and ambulance. Also, obviously, anything that's on highway. Okay, so tow trucks, any types of vehicles, work truck vehicles that are, doing any kind of on highway repairs, things like that. They need that class 1 type of light because you want to warn people or other pedestrians or other motor vehicles from a large distance away. Okay, so that's kind of like the way you could separate these types of products or light intensity of product and this warning light flashing kind of product that we have in ECCO and other brands that are in this type of market. I like talking about this just because, we have a lot of Chinese brands also coming into the markets. They usually don't give off these class 1, class 2, class 3 types of information on their products. They usually go into how many LEDs the product has or how many watts each LED has on their product. And that just, it's not all the information that you need, because obviously to have class 1, class 2, class 3 type of product, this goes into a lab. All our products go into a lab. We have to test those products out, usually go into a 500-meter tunnel, that's a void of light, so that the light's on the other end. There's photo sensors, a bunch of sensors on the other side. Once the light starts turning on, all those photo sensors are getting information that we need to specify the SAE class of product that it is. So, laboratory costs money, certification costs money, and to have that laboratory in our installations, we also need to get that certified by an organization called ECCO. So those types of tests on each product, they all cost, a little bit more money. So that just means we're actually certifying the products that need to be certified and not just giving you guys information on how many LEDs and how many watts each product has. Talking about these warning lights or the flashing lights specifically, okay? So a bunch of kind of styles, small, thin, larger, depending also on what type of application the product needs to go into. We also have flexible lights that can go onto corners, things like that. So here you go. This is the directional Ultra Flex series, which kind of flex up to 120 degrees. So it could go on a corner, it could go on side mirrors, things like that. It has 3M tape on it. So it's kind of like a good product to also have. No one else has this type of product in the market as of now. And also kind of like the strobe product. And as you can see on all our product, you're always going to find all our certifications on there. So class 1, if it has a class 2 kind of selective coverages at some points. If it's for California, the California Title 13, the R65, R10, CE, which are kind of European standards. The IP standards was 67 or 69, depending on what type of product it is. Okay, so that's always going to be on there, and we can give you guys our certifications if you ever need them. So beacons, ECCO is pretty big in beacons. You'll find our beacons kind of all over the place, on OEM vehicles coming out of factories, or on fleets already standardized on them all over the country. So it's a great product to kind of resell. Very simple to install as well. These also come in class 1, class 2, and this product particularly has that class 3 classification as well for forklifts. So these are kind of like our standard models. Like I said, very popular. Everybody that sells this type of product usually looks for something that looks kind of like our beacon, but there's obviously other brands in the market. So it's class 1, class 2. We can make it all colors: amber, red, blue, green, or white. And all of the product that is on the roof, you could order it as a permanent mount. You could also order it as a vacuum mount, or with semi-permanent HBT tape. So just kind of double-facing tape. You could just tape it on there on the top if need be, if you don't want to drill, and just have it a little more permanent. We also offer our kind of like our standard product on this, which would be like our 7945 series, which the base is polycarbonate, so a little more lightweight. But we also offer kind of like our heavy duty severe vibration applications, which would be like our 7900 series, which are all full of epoxy, really kind of like those heavy duty bases, which is aluminum. So need that severe vibration application, we have that as well. And kind of like different types of beacons as well, depending on, like I say, the fleet, what they're used to, what they need, or if they want to change something out to be a little more modern, we could also do something a little more modern with these beacons. Okay, mini bars, as you can see in the picture, trucks, pickups, mostly all work truck or work fleets around a public works kind of situation around a municipality have mini bars on them. So we sell from 11-inch to 15-inch to a 17-inch that kind of competes with the Whelen mini light bar that's out there. So 360-degree kind of lighting on here, class 1 or class 2, depending on, like I said, what type of vehicles we're trying to get on there. They also come out with permanent mount or a vacuum magnet mount, and also HBT tape if need be. Okay. And on light bars, we do light bars, for tow trucks. We do light bars for work vehicles. We also sell this particular light bar red blue. You guys need red blue on there as well. You could ask this and these are all kind of like customizable, so we can make these exactly the way you need them. You want it to be fully populated with LEDs, we could do it fully populated. You want to have some spaces in between LEDs, just because maybe a customer doesn't want to pay the full price on a full full light bar with all the LEDs. We could space those out. These are all modular, so you can take out or put in any quantity of modules that you guys need for this type of product. The 12 Plus series is really popular, one of our best selling light bars in ECCO as of now. So it's been on the market for a long time, so it's kind of already with that recognition of being a really good a light bar. So we can make these from 24 inches up to 60 inches if need be. So the 60-inch is kind of for like that tow truck situation, where we could put stop tail turns on the back. We could put work lights in the back as well. Safety director if they need it. We could connect this to our advanced controller where we have, all the controls directly on our control, which is kind of a plug and play system. You don't need to, wire anything. You don't need to look for patterns or anything like that. It just goes into our control, ready to go, and you can just do everything from our control. It's a plug and play system at that point. Okay. Our 16 series, kind of like a more advanced light bar in this in ECCO. We have dual colors here. We have, scene lighting. We have also safety directors, different types of patterns. Just kind of depends on what type of customer we're talking to. Like I said, what they're used to, what they're using at the time. If they want something maybe a little more brighter as well, it's a little more brighter than the 12 series, just because the modules can be anywhere from 6 LEDs so up to 18 LEDs per module. So it just gets a little brighter as well. So kind of depends just on what the customer needs. We can make these from 22 inches up to 58 inches on this type of light bar. And kind of like our newer light bar in this in ECCO is our 11 series. So this 11 series is kind of, this is in modules, so we can't play around with the inner parts of this light bar. It just comes out just the way it is. Think of it like as a bigger mini bar. So it's going to come out always fully populated. You could sell it in just amber or amber white, from 24 inches up to 60 inches. The 60 inches isn't on here yet, but we have the 60 inch as well. So, just kind of like a light bar that you can put on there, have flash patterns, and not really have other type of controls. It's not going to have any scene lighting. It's not going to have anything, work lights, things like that. But if you just need it to be flashing, and you want to save money, this is kind of like our most economic light bar that we sell in ECCO. Talking about our 24 inch or 40 inch or our 60 inch. Okay. Work lights, as you guys can see, work lights can be put all over a vehicle if need be, on the back, on the side, on the front. So I guess the main thing with our work lights, they're all going to have a 5-year warranty. Kind of make it different from what's already in the market. ECCO is very popular with work lights as well, just because we offer this type of a little more high-end product on the work lights. We know that work lights sometimes the market kind of expanded. There's a bunch of brands out there. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. But with us, like I said, you could just kind of focus on that 5-year warranty. If a customer is using the 9 LED round from another brand, you could just ask them, hey, what type of warranty you have over there? No, they don't give us warranty, or it's kind of like a year or 2 year. Okay, well, if you want to switch that out into ECCO, kind of like the same standard light, but with a 5-year warranty. All our products are constructed with aluminum in the back, to dissipate that heat that needs to be dissipated with these type of work lights. And all our lenses are polycarbonate, so that's just gonna, it's resist, the UV lights a lot more, sealed correctly so that water doesn't get in, and if something happens with those LEDs or, with the light, you have that 5-year warranty where you can just switch that out really quick with us if need be. We're always gonna put on the raw lumens on here, so 1,000 lumens, 700 lumens, depending on, the product that you guys need. It just all depends on how much light output the customer needs. We're probably gonna be near, above, or around the light output the customer needs with all our options and these type of lights that we have. Okay. We also have some lights that are kind of more portable, so it's magnetic, rechargeable light, which is our EW2461. Sells really well with EPCOM customers, just because you guys do a bunch of other stuff. you get into installing, you also install different types of products that ECCO sells, and always having a light handy is pretty good. So that EW2461 really sells well. And we also sell these types of lights, which are more kind of like a spotlight, a remote spotlight. So as you can see, it has that remote. These lights go 360 degrees around, nonstop. Goes up to 90 degrees and goes down down to around 60 degrees. And the light output, it gets out. It really gets out there. Here on the spec sheet, it says that the light is effective up to 3,740 feet. So that's a long ways away. Very, very bright light. It's really great for vehicles that are doing any kind of maintenance, any type of spotlight that they need to be directionally into, looking at something specifically. This light works really, really well. So so you guys only have that. And interior lights, it depends also kind of on the customer, but we usually go to vans on this, like you see in the picture, different compartments inside of work vans, depending on what they're doing, repairs on streets, on highway. They usually need more lighting inside of these types of vehicles. So we also sell that interior part, which are the interior strip lighting, push button lighting if need be. We give you all that information on lumens and everything that needs here. These also have 5-year warranties on them, so good quality product that you can put on the interior of compartments. If it's a work truck, and just have that interior work light. Different sizes, different lumen output as well. Okay. Utility bars, 1 level, 2 levels, from 8 inches up to 50 inches if need to be. So kind of like if you guys are into selling like light bars, things like that, these are good little light bars to have with you guys at all times, just because it's kind of like the 5-year warranty. And like I said, on this type of market as well, you're going to find very, very cheap products to very, very high-end product like that rigid type of light bar, right? So we're kind of like middle of the class, you could say, on the type of light bar that we have. So it has that kind of combo lighting. So it has that flood and spot in the same housing. So you're gonna have that flood and then that long distance spot on most of these products on our side. But it's just gonna have that 5-year warranty. So if they're buying really, really cheap light bars, from Amazon and things like that, you can say, okay, well, that's that kind of light bar. But you could also look at the ECCO, which has a 5-year warranty, a little more recognized brand in that sense. Because going up to a rigid just means you're going to pay maybe even like 10 times more for that light bar. So we're just kind of like middle of the class there. Our 50-inch is a light bar, so it turns white, but it also has a safety corrector in the bottom, so it's amber as well. And the amber could also turn steady burn amber on. So a great light if you need it to be amber and white as well. So our product portfolio, just kind of like to sum up everything that we saw above: backup alarms, beacons, light bars, full size or mini light bars, work lights, utility lights, camera systems, electronic alert system, directionals, and interior lighting. Okay, so like I said, kind of like a full complement of product for any type of commercial vehicle. So just, kind of looking at this real quick, where you guys can sell product if you don't know, or, need kind of like a visual aid. So this is kind of what we sell for tractors, interior lighting. You could use our stop tail turns, because they are DOT lights. You can put them on the back. Our backup alarms can also be on there. Any type of work light for the back, when they're putting on that fifth wheel or the trailer, things like that. Any types of directionals in the front, our camera systems, our beacons, our mini bars on the top. You'll see a bunch of tractors with a lot of lighting on them. So there's an easy way so you guys can look at it. It's like the final mile product as well. Our stop tail turn product, our light bars, our camera systems. These are the kind of trucks that use more camera systems, to be honest with you guys. You'll find it a lot more here. So if need be, you already have the camera system to attack this type of market as well. This is the back part of the same vehicle for the final mile. We have an interior light that has a PIR sensor. So that just basically means you open the door, the light turns on, close the door, the light turns off. So it just makes it a lot easier to not put an extra switch on those trucks when they need to have a light in the interior. So we sell a bunch of those to these types of markets. Car haulers, so anything to do with directionals, amber. We also have scene lighting for the car haulers, whenever they're doing their maneuvers at night, you can have that with us. And you could also offer our stop tail turn product with warning. Tow, camera systems, directionals, utility bars that we have in ECCO, all the way from our light bar, 60-inch, 58-inch, depending on what they're using, our stop tail turns, our work lights, anything that you need on this, we're probably going to help you out with it. School buses, we have, interior lighting, camera systems, the beacons, the directionals. Usually this type of market is also looking for safety at all times, so good little market. Material handling, camera systems, we have our work lights, we have our pedestrian security lights as well. We have our backup alarms and our beacons for those types of products, vehicles, sorry. And work trucks, light bars, beacons as well, camera systems, utility bars, work lights, directionals. These types of vehicles usually use kind of like everything that we have in our portfolio. Like you can see here, our interior lights, scene lighting in the back. You could offer that EW3010, which was our spotlight as well. Okay. Public works, like we've been talking about, this also kind of helps you give off, some information if you guys have any dealings with public works around any types of cities. Just give them their, options. Hey, you can use this, you can use this. Usually, a lot of this is, leave something there with them so they can start using it, and then obviously try to get it spec'd in, and then they know that with you guys, they could grab those types of products, or help them understand why they need those products on their vehicles. Mining and construction, all these types of products that are a lot more heavy duty types of products. We have them also in ECCO. Agriculture, so what you guys are looking at are kind of like our brochures, depending on the market segments. So these brochures, you could grab them from our website, and it just gives you kind of like an outline to where or what types of products you guys can offer to customers, right? Easily, without going into all our catalog and trying to see everything that we have on there. So it's kind of like an easy way so you guys could visualize where these products go on what types of vehicles. ECCO is multi-brand, like we've been talking about. So it's going to work with all like the American style brands, but also, if you start seeing any types of brands that are coming out from out of the States, European vehicles, or maybe even some Chinese vehicles, depending. These are all working from 12 to 24 volts, like we talked about, 12 to 36, 12 to 48, or 12 to 80. Just depends. And usually all our mounts are universal. There are some OEM mounts on that we offer as well. So why ECCO? Just basically, 47 years, well now 50 years of proven quality. Okay, it's been a long, long time, and all our products are going to have that 5-year warranty. We also offer that ECCO Life warranty on some of our medium and heavy duty backup alarms, like we talked about. Certifications, the IATF-TS, automotive grade quality process certifications, the SAE certification process that we talked about as well. We have a registered MECA facility where we test everything, and they test all our apparatuses, and in-house root cause analysis and quality reporting. Okay, so we try to do everything we can to take product out into the market that we know it's going to work, because we put it through all these tests and designs. So we test products so it could withstand the most extreme conditions against vibration, impact, corrosion, dust, moisture, temperature extremes, and a lot more. So if certification is telling us, hey, you need to certify this or you need to test this for an hour, we do it for 10 hours. You need to test this for 1,000 hours, we do this for 3,000 hours. So we're always trying to do it a lot more just to, ensure and maximize that products that's going to come out to the market are actually going to work, and we're not going to be doing a bunch of warranties all the time. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. The SAE requirement, for example, for a life testing is 100 hours. We do 2,000 hours. Impact, they say, no, we don't need an impact on testing on this. We do 3 drops up to 1 meter on concrete. We elevated temperatures. They say for 4 hours, we do 8 hours on our standard. Thermal cycles, if they say 1 thermal cycle, we do 10 cycles. So water spray, they say 1,000, we try to do even more than that, just to make sure water's not going to be getting into our product at any point. Okay. And as we mentioned on a bunch of these products, we're going to have that 5-year warranty, or that ECCO Life warranty as well. Both warranties are no hassle. So what does that mean? We don't really ask any questions when getting any warranties. So if a product just stops working, or an LED fails, or the intensity just isn't the same intensity that you guys are used to with our product, we usually just need a photo, maybe even a video of the product not working on the vehicle, and we'll send that product out to you guys immediately. If EPCOM doesn't have it, we'll send it immediately to wherever you guys need it. So that's how we work with our warranties. That just means you're not going to have a lot of warranties on the ECCO product, and if you do, well, we're there to help you guys out. Okay. So ECCO Market Solutions, like I said, on the website, you can find our construction solutions, our material handling solutions, work truck solutions. So all those types of market-specific vehicles you guys want to look at, you could find them on our website. Download them, have them with you, show them off to customers if you need it. If you need it printed versions, just let your sales guy at EPCOM know, and we'll get them to you so you can start leaving them with customers if you guys need to. We also offer displays. So these, the displays obviously are for places where customers are always coming in, or you guys want to show off something to a customer. And it just makes it a little more professional. So we offer like gondola shelving on the left-hand side here, which is basically like a bunch of shelves, depending on what type of product you guys want to start showing off. So we have a directional shelf, for example. We have a beacon shelf, a mini bar shelf. We have work light shelf that kind of has like 3 holes for 3 different work lights. So you could have 3 different options there. Our alarm shelf is for 2 products. Our camera shelf just holds 1 monitor and 1 camera. Our directionals are for 2 directionals. So, I mean, it's an easy way just to show off product real quick. You know, most of these products, you can sell through a catalog, it's fine. ECCO is really well recognized. They see the ECCO brand, they'll probably buy from you on a catalog basis. But if you really want to show off product and you know, get customers into where you guys have, you know, your shops or your stores or your offices, a great way of doing that. So it comes with all this you see here with the shelves, the graphic frame, or the head card on the top, depending on what you guys are doing there. The back of this is provided by you. Okay, so that's just kind of like the regular, like the black metal shelving in the back. It's just kind of like it's something you could get from Home Depot. Just put them on there, ready. Okay. And we also offer these kind of other displays, which is kind of like countertop if you guys need to. So the way this works is you could select, you know, whatever type of product you want on display. You know, that product will be invoiced to you by EPCOM. You guys, when you get that product in and the shelves and everything, just, you know, put them on, put it on there, you know, wherever you're gonna show it off. Take a picture of it, and ECCO's gonna provide a 50% credit on all the product that's on display there. So just kind of helps out you guys a little bit to get that product displayed. And here are some of our new products and our new releases. So a rechargeable beacon, wireless, like our wireless camera, which we saw there earlier. Some of our new work lights, kind of like a little more economically friendly work lights. These only have a 2-year warranty on them, but they are a little more economically friendly. Our 17-inch light bar, like we said, 5590 and our 5597 series changed a little bit on some of the modules. Our 11 series, which I said is kind of like our most economic light bar that we sell from 24, 48, and 60 inches. And if you guys need something kind of like a countertop product that you guys can have there and start selling out to customers as well, our EW 2B, 2P lights are kind of like little 2-inch lights that have minimum cost, and you could buy, like we sell it by this box, which is a 30-piece box, and the 30-piece box is also a display. So you can just put it on there, customers come in, you can start selling them small little lights so they could, you know, understand that they could get lighting from you guys, and then you could just start talking about everything else that, you know, you can offer them on the ECCO side. Okay. So that's basically everything on my end. I appreciate the time, and if there are any questions, we're just going to hold off a little bit, I believe.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you for sharing this information about ECCO. Thank you, everyone, for your time this morning. We don't have any question. Everything was clear, Jorge. Let us know about your next project. We have our support team at EPCOM ready to help you. Thanks again for your time this morning, and have a good day. Thank you, Jorge, and see you in the next time.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Bye-bye.